But if your CEO is making almost $30 million a year, and let's be honest, now this is probably the contentions of this entire conversation, but I'm pretty sure she could not do half the jobs that the people are on strike do. Probably, I'm being generous, half the jobs. She should not even be close to making $30 million a year, and she wants to offer the people who are actually putting in the labor just 20. It is a great time to be alive right now, and you can tell by the picture right here. I get excited when I see news like this. Like, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it, like knowing that there's not spineless, milquetoast, lukewarm, half-cooked individuals like that out there. Like, I know there's some of them, and most of them are probably going to be in the comments in this video. They love working the 70, 80 hours a week and barely making it. Like, those kind of people, they love to be in those situations. But I appreciate those who go out there and demand to get paid for what they are worth, for the labor and the skills and the hours and the dedication and the commitment and the consistency that they put into their jobs day in and day out. The definition of a 9-to-5 worker. I love it when they sit back and be like, whoa. They're getting paid this. And the stocks is, you need to cut a little bit more of that pie over to here. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy with the capitalist system that we have to deal with right now. It's not easy. Like, hey, sir, I see that you cut yourself another, X amount of $1 billion. Can I get a pay raise? You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking to be a millionaire, but I would just like to just enjoy the accomplishments and the achievements of the company that I've been working for X amount of years. Capitalism is going to look you in the face and tell you no. And guess what? We're cutting people, and we're going to give the people who are not cut less money. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know capitalism treats corporations like people and treats people like commodity. I mean, that's I know that's not the Webster dictionary definition right there, but you can take that one. I came up with that, boom, right there. Let's go ahead, see what this forced strike is all about, the UAW. Let's see what this is all about, and let's have that conversation.
Vanessa Yurkevich is live in Detroit with the CEO of General Motors, Mary Barra. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning, Poppy. Here at GM headquarters with Mary Barra, who is speaking to us about the latest developments on the strike today. Thank you so much for being here. GM and the union could not come to an agreement before the midnight deadline. Why is that?
Well, I think that's a question you probably need to ask the UAW, because we have a very compelling offer on the table. I'm very frustrated because I think we had an offer that resonates with our people. It's a historic offer. Gross wage increases of 20% that compound to 21%, maintaining world-class health care. There's several aspects as well. But I think one thing that's most important is job security. And, we're in an incredibly exciting time in this industry right now as we make the transformation from internal combustion engine vehicles to electric vehicles, and General Motors is well poised. We have a pipeline coming, and so when we look at that and we look at how this could, delay that, it's at a critical juncture. So we have a deal that I think is very, very important. That proposal sits at the table. Our team is ready to be at the table again. They're waiting, and we need to get back. We need the UAW leadership to get back to the table, get these issues resolved, so we can get people back to work.
Okay. I don't know about you. Like I've been watching hundreds of these videos for the past year. I don't know about you, but she sounds like a bot. She sounds like one of those bots that you program, click, 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 and it just spits out exactly what you put in, like a calculator. You know what I'm saying? Like the interviewer lady could literally be like, hey, Miss Mary Barra, how's your day? Well, for stocks, they're thriving, and we just want to share that with our employees, and they must know that we can. It's like I just asked you, how's your day going? How's your daughter? And just to let you know that Ford Motors, they take pride in what they do. It's like no, that's not what I'm at. Like, she sounds like she has rehearsed that with her people. It's like, hey, you need to say this word for word. Don't forget this important word, because this word works with the general public. Like this, all that she just spit out was just calculated by AI. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's going to mimic that throughout this whole entire interview. Is kind of annoying.
The UAW also struck against GM in 2019, so 2 strikes in 4 years. What do you think you're getting wrong?
Well, I think each of those are very different. And I think, 19 had its whole set of issues, very different. It take a long time to go through all of that. But if you look at where we are right now, we understand the world has changed. And that's why we put a historic offer on the table with the increases. I think our manufacturing team is the best on the field. The way they managed through the COVID situation and continue to build cars, trucks, and crossover, the way that we managed, and they, moved with us as we went through the semiconductor shortage, and still the supply challenges that we see today. They're very resilient. And I want to recognize them, because our manufacturing team, along with the engineering team, for the last 2 years has been #1 in J.D. Power quality. So we have a very talented team. We've put a historic offer on the table, and so that's why I'm so disappointed and frustrated.
That's not what she asked you. She wants to know the differences between the last strike and this strike. And she was like, hey, that's a whole nother thing. But let me tell you, let me go ahead and continue bragging about, trying to butter up my workers here. It's like, no, answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question. That's all you need to do. I don't care about what kind of tracks you're like. No, answer the question.
The union is asking for a 40% wage increase over 4 years. They're asking for that in part because they say CEOs like yourself, leading the big 3, are making those kind of pay increases over the course of the last 4 years. You've seen a 34% pay increase in your salary. You make almost $30 million. Why should your workers not get the same type of pay increases that you're getting leading the company?
Well, if you look at compensation, my compensation, 92% of it is based on performance of the company. I think one of the strong aspects of the way our compensation for our represented employees is designed is not only are we putting a 20% increase on the table, we have profit sharing. So when the company does well, everyone does well. And for the last several years, that's resulted in record profit sharing for our represented employees. And I think you have to look at the whole compensation package, not only 20% increase in gross wage, but also the profit sharing aspect of it, world-class health care, and there's several other features. So we think we have a very competitive offer on the table, and that's why we want to get back there and get.
Okay, whoa. Listen. I need you guys to understand something here. It's this thing called buyback sharing, okay, where these corporations buy their own stock, okay? They buy it, they manipulate the numbers, and it makes it seem like it's doing good. Like, if I had, 20 shirts to sell, $5 each, and I bought 15 of my own shirts, and then I go to you and be like, hey, I sold 15 shirts in one day. Can you believe that? Then you be like, damn. Hey, Mr. Superior, hey, you one slag sucker, you. Look at you, 15 shirts in one day. So it's like, whoa, first off, I need you to be honest, okay? So in the interview related, she's going to get to it. It's like, that first off, that wasn't a question. The question is, they're asking for X increase and you've made X increase. Your employees want the same increase. And she's like, well, if you look at the entire incentives, it's like, okay, put the incentives aside. We're talking about money, paycheck increase. I don't care about the dental plan. I don't care about the vision plan. Okay, I don't care about your 30% off of tire changes, whatever it is. I want to know, they want pay increase. Answer the question.
Get this done.
But if you're getting a 34% pay increase over 4 years and you're offering 20% to employees right now, do you think that's fair?
Well, I think when you look at the overall structure and the fact that 92% is based on performance, and you look at what we've been doing of sharing in the profitability when the company does well, I think we've got a very compelling offer on the table, and that's the focus I have right now.
So let's talk about profits, because in 2009, GM filed for bankruptcy, was bailed out by the U.S. government. Workers made concessions to keep their jobs, to keep the company alive. Why shouldn't workers be entitled to what they gave up 15 years ago, especially since GM is making record profits right now?
Well, first of all, this is a very cyclical business, and we've had, a very strong run. I think part of that is because of the demand for the economy and what we've been through with unprecedented with COVID and semiconductor challenges. But we have to remember we're a cyclical business. We also have to remember this is a pivotal point in the auto industry for everyone as we make this, 100-year transformation from internal combustion engine vehicles to electric vehicles. We need to make sure we can invest in both to maintain the jobs that we have. And I think if you look at many aspects of the agreement, it is getting at the specific issues of some of the different challenges in different ways, because no compensation system, I think, anywhere is the same as it was, 15, 20 years ago. So we have to look at where we are. We have to look at the future. And at General Motors, we want to recognize the hard work of our manufacturing employees. We have a historic deal on the table, the best economics in over 115 years. And that's what we have on the table. We want to, finish the negotiations, problem solve, and get people back to work.
Okay, so I don't think she's understanding the question. She received 34% increase in the past 4 years, and she's offering 20. Okay, so let's walk this together. 20, 34. 20, 34. I don't think she's getting the number difference. 20 is different from 34. Now, maybe I'm just a weird guy, and maybe I just don't, I just think everybody should just be getting money. But if your CEO is making almost $30 million a year, and let's be honest. Now, this is probably the contentions of this entire conversation, but I'm pretty sure she could not do half the jobs that the people are on strike do. Probably, I'm being generous, half the jobs. She should not even be close to making $30 million a year. And she wants to offer the people who are actually putting in the labor just 20? This is 2023. You are not fooling anybody no more. This is the time where we get what we are owed. Cut the check. Simple.
Spoke to your counterpart, Jim Farley, CEO of Ford, and he said that if Ford meets all of the demands that the union has, that Ford would go bankrupt. Is that the same case for General Motors?
When you look at the original demands, they totaled over $100 billion. That's more by quite a factor than we've made over the life of this agreement, and frankly, more than almost double the market cap of the company right now. So that's why we have to have a realistic offer. We want to make sure we reward the hardworking men and women of General Motors and the work they do every day, and we think that's what we have on the table.
But is that bankruptcy level demands?
Well, if if you're asking for more than the company made, I think that's not a good position.
So Shawn Fain has obviously made some ambitious.
So maybe you need to cut your pay. Like I said, you couldn't convince me she is worth $30 million a year. Not over a span of 5 years, not over a span of 2 years. $30 million a year. I guarantee you, you watching right now could learn her job within a half a year. And that's being real generous, because I know folks like me, real ambitious, could probably learn that joint within 2-3 months. So maybe if you weren't increasing your pay by 34%, maybe we might have some more money to spread around to other folks. I don't know. Maybe that just makes too much sense. It's unbelievable. It makes too much sense. It's unbelievable.
Ambitious demands on the companies. There's no question about that. Do you believe that Shawn Fain is setting his members up for disappointment in the end?
I think that's a question that you should probably talk to Shawn Fain. I think there's many of our employees who really understand the reality of the situation. I think they'll see this is a record agreement when we look at the gross wage increases, when we look at where we are in healthcare, when we look at the additional benefits that we've added as a part of this very, very strong offer that sits on the table. I think they're going to understand that, because they also, and I visit a lot of plants. I'm in 1 to 2 plants every month, and I've been doing that for years. So when I talk to employees and I listen to them, they want to know that their facility is getting a new product. And to get a new product, we have to have the money to design, engineer, and install all the tooling and equipment to do that. And so it's important, and I think they understand you need to do both. They want to make sure General Motors is here for the next 115 years just as much as I do. And I think everybody needs to understand that and get serious, get to the table. We have a strong agreement. Like I said, it's a record agreement. I think we're in a good position to get this done.
Just quick. Okay, last question. You spoke to President Biden yesterday. What was that conversation?
All right, don't care about that. Joe Biden is lukewarm. Ain't nobody worried about that old son of a gun. All right, check this out. I don't work for Ford Motors. I don't work for GM. I just know they have to take corporations like this. They have to fight back as much as possible, because we know corporations will literally sit at a table day and night looking at numbers, sticky notes everywhere. They will spend their entire life trying to figure out how to save money for the CEOs, for their shareholders, for record profits, and try to exploit as much as possible of their employees. We know that for a fact. And if you don't believe that, if you don't agree with that, I wholeheartedly believe you don't know what capitalism really functions. You don't know the functions of capitalism. If you don't believe that, they will exploit you day and night for everything they can suck out of you just for the profits. And that's not good. Let's go ahead and watch this clip. It's a YouTube short, and the way that this CEO, I don't know if he wants to be evil on purpose, or if he was just like, like just woke up one day, was like, you know what? I don't care what nobody say. I'm just going to speak from the heart. Okay. But when he said this, I'm like, there it is right there. That's the guy right there. He is speaking what these CEOs wish they had the balls to say. Let's go ahead and watch it and let's conclude.
Supervillain.
We need to see unemployment rise. Unemployment has to jump 40, 50% in my view. We need to see pain in the economy. We need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around. I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around. So it's a dynamic that has to change. We've got to kill that attitude, and that has to come through hurting the economy.
There you go. If you don't understand what's going on in these meetings behind closed door, what they really saying about you, there you go. I mean, he said it for me. I couldn't even write a script better than that, okay? So once again, if you think I'm wrong, if you think these unions and these strikes are more hindrance for the American people than what we know, let me know in the comments. If you think I'm just wrong about capitalism and these corporations, if you really feel like they really care about their workers and they want their workers to just live the best life they can live, foolishly, let me know in the comments. And like always, let's have that conversation.